Road rage is, it's all the rage. Ooh. It happens a lot, and occasionally it does end up being deadly. I can speak of road rage because I used to just revel in road rage. I lived for it when I used to have to drive from Long Island into New York City to do the Opie and Anthony show every ding dong day. I would drive. And if anyone's familiar with traffic and driving in New York and Long Island, the Long Island Expressway, the parkways, it is the number one shittiest drive for traffic in the country, if not the world. And every day. And I would be livid every day, just sitting there wanting to murder people. It's not good. It's not healthy for you. Oh, this is me, right? Yeah.
You threw a bottle
Turn
at
it up.
somebody.
Fucking cunt. Shit.
It's classic.
I get very angry. Fucking cunt. Yeah. I'd yell and throw things. I'd have things in my cup holder like golf balls and pennies or change or whatever was in there that was heavy. A half full can of soda, bottles, whatever, and I would just throw them at vehicles that were pissing me off. I calmed that down after my first stent was put in back in the 2000s. I kind of went, I understand genetics and poor eating and smoking cigarettes and all that, but I could probably try to dial back the rage a little bit. The road rage was a great place to start. Opie was the second. That was the other most studio rage, I called that, when I would have studio rage. So slow. It took quite a while, and to this day, there are still instances I want to kill somebody. But you take a breath, and you just drive. You keep driving. Don't get yourself involved. And I've spoken of this before. One of the reasons I do that is because I go everywhere armed. I carry a pistol on my hip everywhere I go. And you do not want to get into a conflict that is, especially a conflict that is easily avoidable. The ones that are easily avoidable, you shouldn't even spend a second thinking about it. Just get yourself away from that conflict. Road rage is the easiest thing to get away from. Just keep driving away from it. That's it. Don't get out of your car. Don't pull any maneuvers where you're trying to hit somebody. Don't throw things out the window. You could yell. I get the yelling part. Vent a little. You got to be human. Can't be a Vulcan about it. I get it. But if you're armed, you want to avoid every single conflict that comes your way, unless, of course, it's a life-threatening, imminent life-threatening conflict. Then you use your gun. You don't use it as a threat. You don't use it to scare people. You are ready to die. A loved one is ready to die. That is imminent. Then you use your gun. That's a conflict you can't avoid. Road rage, we have a case here that's just could have been avoided. It ends in a guy getting killed. It's his own stupid fault. He's breaking the rules of what you should do during road rage and also while carrying a gun. It's terrible. We'll run through this a few times. Let's look at it first without any talk. All right. One more time. Wow. Okay. Yeah, leave it at the top. Here's what I see here. First of all, a situation that could be avoided. Just drive away. There's no need to get out of your car and confront this guy. I don't care what he did, what he said. You're alive. Doesn't look like any cars are wrecked. So why are you going up to the? You don't know who the fuck this is. You don't know what he has or what his mindset is. The worst thing you could do is get out of your car and walk up to the window. The second worst thing, or actually even worse than that you could do is walk up to the window while holding a gun. What are you doing? What the fuck are you doing? This guy sees you come out with a gun in your right hand. This is very important too. Notice he's got the gun in his right hand. The driver knows he's armed at this point. He sees his gun. The guy walks over to the door and starts banging on the door with his right hand with the gun in it. Now, here's the fucking kicker. He switches hands under the line sight of the driver. The door's in the way. He now takes that gun from his right hand and puts it in his left hand. Now there, he raises his right hand, the one that the driver believes is still holding the gun. The right hand raises it up to his head. The guy's not thinking, it's still a gun. He just sees that arm that he just saw holding a gun right up to his head and fires immediately after that. This is a clear-cut case of self-defense. Clear case of self-defense. The guy wanted to kind of animate what he was saying with his hand, but knew he probably shouldn't do it with the gun. And he's going to yell at the guy and maybe threaten him with a fist or something. So he exchanges the gun out of sight of the driver and comes up with that gun hand. The driver still thinks it's his gun hand and dispatches him, where he will take the street temperature challenge. There it is. And boom, boom, right in the fizz. Gets him right in the old fizz. See? Changes hands, hand up, bam, right there. Right there. So again, folks, listen to your old pal Anthony. Don't get out of your car. Just don't leave your vehicle. I don't care what this guy called your girl, your wife, your kid, you. Just leave. Especially if you're armed. If you're armed. That gun is, is such a big responsibility. And any level of conflict can escalate to the point where that gun is now being used. And that is something you just do not want to have to happen in your life. Whether it's justified or not, the second a bullet leaves the barrel of your gun, you are responsible for it. And all the repercussions that go with it, financially, spiritually, legally, everything. So just don't get out of the fucking car. Drive away, take a breath, turn around to whoever's in the car and go, what a fucking asshole that guy is. Whatever you need to do. But that is a dumb fucking reason to die right there. You just watched a guy die for one of the dumbest fuck reasons. You don't use your gun as a threat. You don't pull your gun out unless you're going to fire it at somebody. You don't pull it out as a threat, because he did, and the driver perceived it as a threat and acted accordingly and ended that guy's life. So you don't pull it out. It's not a show of force. It's not something to be pulled out and go, hey, you want some of this, kind of a dramatic Hollywood thing. To die in a road rage incident, getting shot because you fucking pulled a gun out like a tough guy. You want to get shot and killed with a gun in your hand? At least go try to rob a bank. Instead of road rage, I would sooner walk into a bank, pull the gun out, and rob the bank. If you get away with it, you get a bunch of money. If you don't, you're just as dead as the guy in the road rage thing, and you died robbing a bank, not yelling at some idiot and pulling your gun out on him on a roadway. So yeah, take Ant's advice. Rob a bank. Don't get out of the car. That's all.